Okay, so let's begin. For this first stage, we are going to set up folders and files that we need for our web page. I'm going to right click here, I'm going to click on new, and I'm going to select the option folder. Okay, for this activity, the folder name will be my site and your name. Okay, that's done. And inside this folder, we are going to create a new folder. That folder will have the name images. The reason why we are doing this is because we need to be organized when we create and put the elements we are going to use for our web pages. Okay, I'm going to close here. And now, for this activity, we are going to use 3 images. According to previous classes, we work in some lyrics from a determined artist. So we are going to create a web page about the same artist. So in this opportunity, I'm going to select first of all a background. I'm going to pick this image. I like this one. Okay, it's a big one. The image dimensions are important, and you will know why in a minute. Okay, I'm going to select my folder. I'm going to save the image, and I'm going to save the image inside the folder images. The file name is really important because you need to specify for HTML programming easy names that you can remember and you can type. Okay, I saved the first image, and now according to the previous exercise, I work with the artist SHEERAN. So I'm going to look for 2 pictures of this artist. I'm going to put the words Creative Commons in order to find some license-free images. Okay, there are a lot of images. I'm going to pick, let me see, this one. I think this one is good. If you check, the dimensions of the image in pixels are really important. I'm going to save this image inside the folder, inside images. And for this image, I'm going to change the number, but the word add 1. I'm going to save, go back, and I'm going to pick another one. Let's see. Okay, this looks nice. And check this out. This is the dimensions of the image. So this is really important when you load the image in your web page, and you will know why. Right click, save image as, and if my first image has the name ed1, this image will have the name ed2. Simple and clean. Okay, now I'm going to close this, and my 3 images are already done. And basically, I'm ready to start. I'm going to close this. Wait a minute. Okay. And now my folder contains the subfolder images, and now I have the 3 images. Now, it's really important that you know what's the extension file. So, right-clicking on the image, you will see that this type of file is a JPG file. In HTML, you can select 3 different extension files: JPG, PNG, and GIF. Also, if you put the pointer over the image, in a few seconds, you will see the type of image. This is really important because you need to specify the extension file when you load the image. Okay, now in this stage, we are going to check some HTML basics, and we are going to review some basic tags. Before starting, I need an extra file. The lyric file we worked in previous sessions, I'm going to drag and I'm going to insert that file inside my site folder, just like this. I need this file later to build the hyperlink to access to that web page. Now I'm ready to start. Okay, let's start the program. But first of all, I'm going to show you guys the final result we need to obtain at the end of this tutorial. Take a look at this. This is a web page with the two images, as you guys can see, a heading title, a centered image, an image along with text in two columns, and finally two hyperlinks. The first hyperlink is the link to the lyrics we worked in the previous session, and the second one is the link to a web page, in this case youtube.com, and the official Shape of You video. Okay, now we need to obtain this by using simple HTML tags. So hands on and let's start. With Notepad++, we are going to start with the first tag. Remember that the first tag is the code we are going to use, in this case, the language HTML. Second of all, we are going to continue with the header. Remember, kids, that this section specifies the name of the web page. In this case, I'm going to use SHEERAN biography. I'm going to close the tag. Sorry about that. Let's try to always use lowercase letters when you type tags. Okay, I'm going to close the header, and in this opportunity I'm going to leave some blank line in order to separate the header from the body. Let's see a new attribute in this opportunity. Instead of BG color, we are going to use the background attribute. This attribute lets me load an image instead of a color. So, checking my folder, I can see that the subfolder images contains the back1 file, the image I'm going to use as a background. So, in order to call the image, you need to specify first the folder that contains that file. In this case, the folder name images / and now the name of the image, followed by the extension file. Remember, through extension files you can use in HTML. I'm going to close the quotations, and now the image is done. Next, I'm going to specify for this exercise a white color for my font, and I'm going to select a serif font type. So in this opportunity, the serif font that I'm going to use is the classic Times New Roman font, and I'm going to specify as well the size. The numbers you need to put always here goes from 1 to 7. 1 is the smallest and 7 is the biggest. I'm going to pick and select the number 5, and before running this first test, I'm going to close the previous tags. Font, I'm going to close body, and I'm going to close HTML. My first attempt is ready. So I'm going to save. Remember, click on File, Save As, and I'm going to the desktop and I'm going to select the folder that I created before. This web page will have the name SHEERAN Bio. Sorry about that. It's SHEERAN Bio, and please remember always to specify hypertext markup language. Let's click on Save, and the colors show me that I already did my job properly. In this opportunity, I'm going to use the Run option and I'm going to click on launch on Firefox because Firefox it's my preferred browser. So as you guys can see, the image is now my background. So I can work over it. Instead of using a color, you can select images in order to complete your work. Alright, we're having a great progress. Now, for this stage, we are going to learn how to insert images. First of all, I'm going to start with the title. I'm going to select the H1 heading tag, the align attribute in the center, and my title will be Ed Sheeran Biography. Okay, I'm going to close the H1 heading tag, and now I'm going to start inserting the first image. So the new tag for today is IMG, and the attribute that goes with the IMG tag is the SRC, acronym of source. So in order to specify the image, you need to call the folder first, as we did with the background attribute, and after this we need to call the image by using the file name we selected previously, ed1.jpg. Close quotations, and the next attribute you will learn today is the style attribute. With the style attribute, we can specify the image dimensions. As I explained to you before, image dimensions are specified in pixels. So the first size we are going to specify is width, followed by the colon, and in this section you need to specify some dimensions. I'm going to use 400, and in the pop-up information you can see you can select different image dimensions, standard image dimensions. In this exercise, I'm going to select first 400 pixels by 300 pixels. Focus on the semicolons and the colons to do this. I'm going to run using the Firefox again. And now you will see that my image is on the web page. The standard size of this image is 400 width by 300 height. So according to the information I shared with you before, you can select different elements. This tag I'm putting in is the center tag, because with images you cannot use align attributes, because align attributes are related according to the text. So if you need to center your image, you can use the center tag, and let's test to check the change. Okay, now you can see that my image is on the center. Remember, this tag is always to center your images. Now let's continue. Images along with text is the next stage. I'm going to modify first some dimensions of this image, because I need this image a little bit bigger. I'm going to select 512 by 384. Let's check. Okay, it's loading, and now you will see that this is a proper image size for my exercise. Now this section is done, and now we are going to start putting a paragraph, because this web page is about Ed Sheeran Biography. I'm going to put a division line, a break line, and now I'm going to start with the paragraph. Remember, kids or guys, that you need to specify the alignment. In this opportunity, I'm going to put my paragraph on the right, and now I'm going to insert the second image. Remember, we downloaded 2 images. Okay, IMG tag, SRC attribute, quotations, and let's do the same. images folder slash, in this case, ed2 jpg.jpg. Remember, the extension file is really important. Style, in order to specify the dimensions. Sorry about that, I forgot the quotations. Okay, width, colon, the size, I'm going to put the same, 512, semicolon, height, colon, and 384. But in addition to this, I'm going to use a new feature called float. Float lets you guys organize the image in some part of your web page. If my paragraph is on the right, I'm going to select the left side in order to put the image there. So check the syntax, guys. Now I'm done. I'm going to test my result in this moment, okay? But before continuing, I'm going to look and I'm going to Google the Ed Sheeran biography. I'm going to use Wikipedia and I'm going to perform some copy-paste exercise. Remember, every time you extract information from the web, you need to clarify where did you get it. Remember, copyright? In the description of this video, you will see the copyright and some information about this. Okay, I'm going to start copying and sorting these lines in my NOTEPAD interface. And okay, after this, you can have something like this. I copy and paste the first paragraph. I'm going to close the p tag because my paragraph is done. And let's make some tests. Okay, before doing this, I'm going to put 2 break lines and a division line. So let's test. Save all, launch on Firefox or the browser you prefer, and take a look at this. The center title, the center image, and my image on the left and the paragraph on the right, as I set up in the syntax. Now, as you guys can see, I didn't need to use the break lines tags because the image limits the space of the paragraph. So it's a good way to organize your information. Okay, we're going to continue with the next part. Okay, we're going to continue with the final stage. We're going to create some hyperlinks. Before doing this, we need to check that both pages are inside our folder. In this opportunity, now I have a new page called Ed Sheeran Bio and the shape of you web page we worked in previous sessions. So I'm going to use the p tag to specify the text for the hyperlinks. I'm going to put this text on the center, and now we are going to use the new tag, the A tag. A tag contains a new attribute called href, the reference name for my page. In this opportunity, or in my case, my web page shape of you that contains the lyric has this name. You need, as you did with the images, you need to specify the extension file, HTML, because we're working with that language. And now a new attribute that you need to know today is the target attribute. The target attribute specifies the final target of your page. I'm going to select the underscore and blank word. You will see in a few seconds what's the difference between blank target and other one called self-target. Okay, I'm going to close this, and next I'm going to put the words that I need to link. So in this case, shape of you lyrics, because this is then the lyrics that I work with. And I'm going to close the A tag. Check the syntax. And now let's make some tests. Save all as usual. Sorry about that. I'm going to launch on Firefox, and now you will see the words shape of your lyrics in some blue font color. If I click on my new hyperlink, you will see that my second web page, or my previous web page, opens in a new browser tab. Okay? This is the result of using the target blank, the blank target. Okay? Now I'm going to show you what happens when I select another target feature. In this opportunity, I'm going to show you two, blank and self. Let's save, let's test, and let's click on the hyperlink. If I click by using the self target, the web page opens in the same tab, and I need to use the back button to go to the previous page. So this is the difference between self and blank. I prefer to use blank in this opportunity. And now I'm going to create the second hyperlink. A tag, H reference, and now we are going to use a URL from the web. I'm going to look for the video, the SHEERAN video. I'm going to click on YouTube. I'm going to put the words shape of you. Remember, according to the song you look for, you need to look for the video. And the only thing you need to do is copy the link, copy the URL, and next paste it after H reference attribute, as I did. Okay, I'm going to close the quotations. Sorry, I'm going to specify the target attribute. Again, I'm going to use the blank attribute. And finally, the text. In this opportunity, I'm going to put shape of you music video. Okay. Let's close the tag because we are done with this. Remember, always use uppercase letters. And finally, let's close this pseudo paragraph. Okay. The P tag, the P closing tag, sorry. Let's make one more test. Okay, save all. All right. Oh, sorry, I forgot to separate both lines. My fault, my mistake, sorry. The BR tag again, but instead of run, let's refresh. Okay, now it is done. Let's test. But as you guys can see, and if you need to switch or change the color of your hyperlinks, actually you can do it. Let's scroll up and let's work on the body tag. Actually, if you need to switch or change the colors, you can select three new attributes: link attribute, a link attribute, and b link attribute. First, the first one, link attribute, is the first color the users will see in the link. In this case, the standard color is blue. If you want to change, remember that you can select HTML color codes. In this case, this code is for white color. The next one is the active link. Once the user put the mouse or click on the words, this color will appear. I'm going to select for this active link some kind of red color, okay, FF 0000, quotations, always important. And finally, the last attribute, visited link. Once the user click on the link the first time, the final color will be the color we are going to put in this moment. Okay, I'm going to check, I'm going to Google some color codes. Well, I'm going to use the image or the chart I always use. This is the one. And I'm going to select, let me see, some kind of blue color. Okay, I'm going to put the code 0033FF, quotations, and now I'm done. This is, I guess, the last save. I'm going to click on run. And now you will see the blue color we select because this is the color from the visited link. Okay, once I click, you will see some kind of red color. And now my two web pages are totally connected and the Ed Sheeran biography is done. Okay, some testing. The shape of your music video, the shape of your lyrics, and now we are done. And that's it. Now you know how to use hyperlinks and insert images in your web pages. Thank you so much for watching, and let's meet on the next episode. Bye bye.